or WSTU is strictly prohibited. Now, My Dream Home Radio with Miss Eileen Simons.
Good morning, everybody.
How are ya?
Good. Dry now.
Yeah, from the weekend,
I
right?
got soaking wet doing showings yesterday, but dry now.
Wow.
So good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Remember, this is a live call-in show, so if you want to call in to the station here and ask us any real estate-related questions, you're welcome to do that at 772-340-1590.
Or if you want to ask any medical questions, you could do that too. And
That would be somebody else that would be answering.
she plays a doctor on television. No. Oh boy. So okay, so you had showings where?
In the Florida Club.
Okay, cool.
Yes. We have several homes on the market in there right now. So
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. So there's a lot of stuff going on in Martin County now. I mean, or at least rumored.
That's because there hasn't been a lot of stuff going on for such a long time. And now there finally is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's inevitable. I mean, it's the westward look, as Indiantown, I think is just, my goodness.
Well, the interesting thing to me is people who how do I say this? When the market starts to get good, everybody gets on the bandwagon.
Sure.
So people that have been waiting to develop pieces of property go ahead and start that process. But that is a very time-consuming and long process.
Sure.
So now, because the market has been so good for a few years, at least a couple of years, now we have all these new communities coming online, and the market is definitely changed.
Well, and you look at, just using tradition as an example. I mean, that's been at least a 10-year build out. Maybe
yes.
longer. Maybe
yes.
longer.
Yes. But I'm talking not a big municipal wide project like tradition is. I'm talking individual subdivision communities.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I mean, they may have started their process 4 years ago when the market started to go up, but they're finally now in the end of their permitting process. And now not only are they going to have to deal with supply issues and supply prices that are still high, but they're going to have to deal with home prices falling.
And I saw another thing on CNBC, or maybe it was Bloomberg. The price of lumber is still off the charts, and I'm going, wait a minute. I know there are still trees out there, but yeah.
Well, the problem is they can't access the trees. That's why they have been, for the last, probably that I know of, 25 years trying to find alternative building products.
Right.
Which they have been successful in some ways, but there are still the traditional, even if the structure isn't, here in Florida especially, even if the structure isn't built out of wood anymore, people love hardwood floors. Those come from those are called hardwood for a particular reason.
Yes. Wow. Were you here when that builder who specialized in concrete homes started? He was fascinating, and I don't know whatever happened to him, but
well, the original Devasta builders, they built concrete homes. Some of the homes in Florida are poured concrete homes.
Sure.
And I mean, in the Florida Club, Devasta has since been sold to another building entity, but those homes that they were building 20 years ago You know, I don't know exactly when they started, but I know the range of 20, 24 years ago, those homes were concrete poured homes,
There you go.
6-inch poured
Okay.
walls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And the interesting thing is people that know those construction types, they seek out those kinds. And they know which builders did that. And they'll specifically ask you for homes built by those builders.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes. It's
All
always fascinating. You know, you learn, I learn something every day.
Yep.
And I think that's what keeps this industry fresh is, I'm kind of getting a little bit ahead now because everybody's whining about the fact that the market isn't high anymore. And of course, those people that thought they were going to come into the real estate industry and make a whole lot of money real quick are finding that that's not really what happens all the time. The
You mean you have to
nature,
work?
the nature of the real estate industry is constantly in flux. And if you don't understand that, then don't walk in the door.
You better find another business. Sure. Changes all the time. You
Right.
bet. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's inevitable.
I do want to make mention to our listeners out there that if you want this show to continue, we're looking for sponsors. So pass the word around. We have many different, very affordable sponsorship programs here at WPSL and WSTU. So contact us at 772-340-1590 and we can get you to be a sponsor.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're a home inspector or roofing company or gosh knows, builder also. Yeah. Yeah. That would be good.
Right. And you know, we did bring this up last week, and I have to say, I think it was Tuesday already. On Tuesday, somebody ran into a school bus in St. Lucie County.
Yeah.
I mean, how ridiculous.
Can't see him.
People, open your eyes, put your phones down, put your whatever else you're doing while you're supposed to be driving and paying attention in the morning. Pay attention to the road and slow down.
Yeah. How do you miss those big yellow things?
I'm telling you.
Crazy.
And the flashing red lights and the stop sign that come out of the side of the bus. They're there for a reason.
Yeah. I had a guy pass me the other day and I'm thinking, oh, just don't hit the child. You know, it's yeah. Oh, boy. It's
I don't know what to say about that. I can only pray.
yeah. 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 Just hope nobody gets hurt.
Right.
That's a key. Yep.
Well, last week we talked a lot about the local numbers from July, and I promised to bring Indian River County today. So I have Indian River County, and let's go through those. So in July of 2022, and these are July 2021 compared to July 2022. These are single family homes in Indian River County. So in July 2021, there were 337 single family homes that were sold.
Wow.
And in July 2022, there were 255. So that's another decrease of over 24%.
Yeah, but what about the values?
Well,
there you
actually, not as much as you would expect.
Oh, not like Martin County did? Some of those were outrageous.
Yeah, this is much closer in numbers.
Oh.
July 20th, 21, the median sales price for those single family homes that sold in Indian River County were $335,000. That was the median sales price.
Okay.
Okay. In July 2022, the median sales price was $360,000.
Not that much more.
So that's only a 7.5% increase.
Yeah, not that much more. That surprises me a little bit. Because they haven't had building moratoriums like Martin County, but I mean,
but they started their new construction projects a lot sooner than Martin County. They started a lot of those new construction projects 2 years ago. So
yeah, they did.
Yes. What I think is very interesting about this is that of the 337 homes sold in Indian River County in July of 2021, 138 of them were cash sales.
Wow.
Yes.
Ooh.
I mean, that's what I've been saying all along. Typically across the country, maybe cash sales are 10%, at the most 15% of the market. You can see that our numbers are a lot higher than that.
Sure.
Of the 255 homes sold in July of 2022 in Indian River County, 102 of those were cash sales.
Wow. Cash.
Yes. Those are those buyers that sold their big expensive houses in big expensive states up north. I'm saying probably the majority of these are those buyers who came down here with their property up there already sold, so they had the cash to buy with here. Plus, there are a couple of lenders that have programs available where buyers can pull the equity out of their current property to purchase the new property with cash and then sell the old property. I have heard of some programs like that.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, which to me is very advantageous for people.
Sure it is.
Because with the market being what it is, if you are making an offer contingent upon the sale of another piece of property, you almost don't even have a chance to be considered.
Yeah.
Because there are so many cash buyers out there.
So okay, you talk about cash buyer. I've got the cash. I want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
How long does that process take?
It depends on the title company. But I'm going to say that it typically for a cash sale in a lot of those cash sales, rightfully or wrongfully, remove all their contingencies. They don't have a home inspection or anything like that. So,
Which is insane.
Yeah, really. So they can be closed within 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
Barely gives you time to move out.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know what I'd have to do if I had to move in 3 weeks.
Right. And the movers around will tell you the last time I talked to Anna, you know, they're booking many weeks out in advance. And my buyers, I mean, my sellers that are booking with their movers because for whatever reason, that's the way they have to make their move. The last one had to book 5 weeks in advance.
Oh, yeah.
Now, right now, because numbers are down so much, that may not be the case right now, but earlier in the summer, that certainly was the way.
Well, the folks down the street at Mayflower, it's a good 2 months. And she just said it may take you a couple of weeks just to get one of our people out there, you know, to take a look.
Wow.
So yeah, they're slammed.
Wow.
Slammed. Yeah.
Well, I know,
but they do a lot of coast to coast stuff. So yeah.
I know that White Glove Moving can get out a lot quicker than that.
There you go. Okay. Well, she should sponsor this show. What's the deal? We just giving her 2 plugs. Come on, Anna, I'll send you a bill. Oh.
So you know that we service the whole Treasure Coast and beyond. If you would like to contact us, you can do that by either calling or texting 772-200-5105, or you can go onto our website, which is now up and running again. Thank goodness. mydreamhomeusa.com. That's the website. And our email address is mydreamhometeam@yahoo.com.
So was watching CNBC, and you know, you always come in, you're upbeat, and these guys are absolutely morose. The housing industry is collapsing. Film at 11. It's like, oh God, are you kidding?
Do you really want my opinion about that?
I know they're selling bad news.
Do you really want my opinion
Yeah,
about
sure.
that?
Go for it.
Okay. My opinion about that is they don't want to talk about other stuff that's going on, so they blame the housing market. just like raising the interest rate. You know, somebody who doesn't want to blame what's really happening on the whole economy, they're going to come to the housing industry because they know that the housing industry has long purse strings and
Ooh.
fuels a big part of the American economy and gives many, many hundreds of thousands of people jobs. So what they do is they try to control portions of the economy by changing the interest rate. And they blame it on the housing industry. That's a scapegoat is what it is.
Sure. Wow. Oh boy. Yeah.
And yes, that okay. So let's get into this because we're going to get through the negative and then we're going to focus on the positive.
There you go, which is Treasure Coast. There's no doubt.
Okay. So here's the negative of the housing industry across the country. I brought a lot of information today. Homes haven't been this unaffordable since 1989. The numbers on here say that the average monthly mortgage payment jumped 54% year over year in June, while the median household income rose only 5.8%. There's something wrong with that picture. And that, what people don't understand about the real estate industry, it is totally controlled by what someone is willing to pay for a particular piece of property.
Sure. Exactly. Yeah.
That's why the checks and balances in the system are the appraisals.
There you go.
Let me give you another statistic here. This one says 2022 data. Americans have less than half the recommended retirement savings, which affects what they can buy and what they can own. Here's another one. Consumers responding. Let's not talk about that specific, but this says the percentage of consumers who believe it's a good time to sell fell from 76% to 68% this month. And that is strictly because in general, properties fell 20%.
Not here.
Property prices. Well, they're down.
They're down. Yeah. But well, come on. they went up like a rocket.
Well,
which unfortunately didn't go up today.
What goes up?
Yeah, it has to.
What's that
down.
old song?
Yep. Must come down.
We have somebody on the phone.
Yeah, Charlie.
Charlie, how are you? Good morning. I am. Yeah. Put the word out there, please. Yes. And it had come down to that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's people who think that we have been spoiled because interest rates have been so low for such a long period of time now. We are very, very spoiled. So the fact that, right, the fact that interest rates are over 5% now is still a good deal compared to where they are going. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the point I keep trying to make. I think that other parts of the country will be in trouble a lot sooner than we will. There are a lot of people who are still committed to owning in Florida, just haven't been able to find what they want yet. Good. That's okay. We have plenty of new construction incentives going on right now. Thanks for the call, Charlie.
You aren't the only one. we've never we've we've never had 2 7-footers before. This should be interesting. Yeah, but you are a Martin County guy, so you need a passport to get in St. Louis County.
Yes, thank you for your service.
Yep. Actually, the games you need to go to are the Veterans Classic, where we honor the veterans. And that's, yeah, you need to do that. All right.
Thanks, Charlie. Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Palm City, 200,000. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Mhm.
there you go.
I bought the office in the Florida Club 2 years ago. 2
Mhm.
years ago in August.
Yep.
We have two
When you
different
started the show. Yeah.
right. We have two different gated sections in there, and the one is called the estate section. That's where the larger homes are on the bigger lots. So 2 years ago, those homes were selling in the low 600s, and now they're in the 800s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. Well, it's such a beautiful place to live. It really is.
There's a reason why they call this paradise.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's so true.
Even like this morning, I thought to myself, I went out with my sunglasses on and it was cloudy. And I thought, oh, I didn't need my sunglasses this morning. But almost every morning when I leave home, the sun's out. So the sunglasses automatically go on.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. So I have a lot more negative commentary from different articles, but I'm done with the doom and gloom.
Yes.
And the reason is because there are a lot of people out there that need to buy homes. We are still low on inventory. I want to say our comfortable inventory level should be about a 3-month inventory. We're still at only about a month and a half. So although it has gotten better, I mean, it used to be like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
although it has gotten a little bit better, we are still low on inventory. So That's part of the reason why our prices will be, I think, held pretty much where they are. Some of them that were put on the market at June prices, but didn't get put that way until maybe the end of July or the beginning of August, are adjusting. We are seeing some asking prices adjust. But other than that, I think that our prices are going to hold pretty much firm for the rest of the year. You know, we're coming up on a big election. It's not a presidential election, but this is still a big election. There will be a time frame before that election where the housing market is going to be, I don't know the right term to use, not depressed, but we won't be selling a lot, because typically that's what happens. Maybe the 3 weeks up leading up to the election for some reason. And if you go back,
Really?
yes,
Huh.
if you go back historically
That would
and
be
check
interesting to look
and
at.
check numbers, you're going to see that it usually happens before a presidential election. But I think that it's going to happen this year also before this midterm election. So that means our buying time is from now until the middle of October.
So when you're doing your showings yesterday,
Yes.
were any of those people like really, really concerned about the inflation? Or did you even go there?
Not that, I mean, people mention it, but they know on a day-to-day basis, the average person knows on a day-to-day basis that there's certain things they have to do to maintain their, whatever their lifestyle is right now. They have bills they have to pay. They've got to buy gas every week. You and I just talked about that this morning.
Sure.
You know, I paid 20 cents more for gas on Wednesday than I had the previous Saturday. So when they say it went up 7 cents, that's not really true. It went up more than 7 cents.
Yeah.
Anyway, so people understand, especially when they're shopping for a home. By the time they're shopping, they've already done their homework as far as knowing how they're going to be paying for that property. Because the higher you go in price range, the more verification you have to bring with the showing.
Sure.
So either they're already pre-approved for their mortgage, or they've already provided a some kind of verification of funds that they already have for a cash closing.
I love that concept of pre-approval. Is that something relatively new, or is
No,
that
they've
an
been
old
doing that
thing?
for a long time.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Huh.
They try to make it better now. It used to be a lot more iffy of a letter now than before than it is now. The lenders have learned that they still need to verify all of the information that needs to be verified in order to make sure that they do have a well-qualified buyer.
Well, I think they got stung in 2008 and 9.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But part of that also was because prior to 2008 and 9, they were giving people 125%
Yes.
of the purchase price
I remember the ads.
at the closing table.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
They were writing a mortgage, and they were writing a second mortgage, and those buyers were signing them at the closing table.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so the good news about the housing industry is we have homes that are available. The good news about the housing industry is those lenders who are still in business are in business to write mortgages.
There you go.
Okay. Wells Fargo has laid off. Keller Williams has laid off. Compass has stopped their incentives for recruiting agents. Really, I don't even know how they pronounce it. That is an iBuyer out of California.
History.
out of business.
Yep.
Yep. And we know that Zillow stopped buying months ago already.
And the one I just received a uh, uh, postcard from is the one that the feds are after now for illicit business practices.
Oh, lovely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. SEC is after them.
Anyway, so in my opinion, the good news is that, and those of us who have been in the real estate industry as a real estate professional for many years understand that the market changes all the time, and we are here for the long haul. We didn't get in the business 2 years ago because we thought we were going to make quick money. Those agents will be gone. So we are here. We're here to help the buyers and sellers. The sellers are realistic with their asking price. They're going to be able to sell their properties. And
Cool.
the buyers are going to be able to get affordable loans. They have to be realistic about the loan that they can afford, and they have to be realistic about the price on the properties that they are looking for. That's the secret.
There you go. Okay. Well, it makes perfect sense. I'm just shocked. You see, I was, my next career is going to be in real estate because I didn't have to work. Uh-huh.
If you just like to go to lunch every day and make a lot of money, this career is not for you.
Oh, okay. There you go. You mean you really have to pound the pavement?
Every day, every day, every day.
That's
Every
it.
day is a new day.
There you
go. Okay. This says demand for lower priced homes, which is what we have been talking about. People are just going to have to get realistic. Demand for lower priced homes is now the strongest, reversing the pandemic trend. After 2 years of fierce jockeying for a low supply of middle and high priced homes during the pandemic, competition is now the strongest for a tightening supply of lower priced homes. The reason the supply of lower priced homes is tightening is because if they're new construction, they had to pay those high costs to get them those materials on site.
Yep.
And now they're paying higher wages to get those materials that finally are on site put together in a way that will pass codes, which is excruciatingly important in Florida, especially in Florida, everywhere, but especially in Florida.
Sure.
You need to have a reputable builder who you know is watching the project on a regular basis, which reminds me that if you're a buyer buying new construction, you can contact a home inspection company who will do your new construction inspections for you. They visit the site often. They take series of pictures for you. In fact, some of the builders even take pictures on a regular basis now of the construction and send them to their buyers.
So you recommend inspections even on new property?
Absolutely.
Huh. Okay. I wouldn't think you need them, but because it's all brand new stuff. But
well, the real estate industry is built on the premise of caveat emptor.
Yeah, that's
Let
true.
the buyer beware. The buyer is responsible for the money they are spending on the property they are spending it on. They have every opportunity within their contract, and even before they write a contract, to do as much research as they want to.
I get it. Yeah.
This is a wonderful program that Florida offers. Florida really does make housing more affordable. There are many programs available through if I could remember the actual name of my brain is just not the best nowadays. Um, we've had Mark Pease on the show
Oh
before.
yeah.
Yes. And I love the way he says it. Florida housing.
Yeah.
So this is a Florida state organization who has money available for many different programs that you can qualify for. I believe they are also doing the new program that rolled out this year for our hometown heroes. I think they handle that program also. So it's called
Oh, okay.
Florida Housing, and I do have the website. So if you want any more information about getting in touch with them and learning more about the programs they have available, they have single family programs, they have financing alternatives with low interest rates, they have down payment and closing cost assistance, they have mortgage credit certificates, and other programs as well. So we can get you in touch with them. They do have a list of lenders who belong to this organization and are versed in these different programs that are available through the state. So if you want that list, let me know and we can get that list to you. You
Cool.
can text to 772-200-5105, or you can send us an email to mydreamhometeam@yahoo.com and ask for the Florida Housing Lender List,
Can I get him back on the show again?
and we'll get it to you.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, he teaches a lot of our realtor classes too about that. So he's got like a schedule that just doesn't quit.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah.
Another good news is in this is that millennials are finally starting to buy homes.
Yeah. The rumor was they couldn't care less.
I don't think that's true. I think that it's taking them longer to get started in their adulting life for a lot of different reasons. And a big part of that reason is the fact that the economy is such a mess and things cost so much more. I mean, first of all, they weren't allowed to work in a lot of places. When they came out of college, they couldn't go to work because everybody was shut down, except here in Florida. And they're still trying to make up for that. It takes a lot of effort to save up for a down payment on a home.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
No matter what your generation is, that takes effort and dedication and discipline.
Yeah. I mean, you think what? 20% on a $200,000 home. It's what, 40 grand? I think. Yeah.
So and besides that, when you make a purchase, there are a lot of other expenses involved too. Sometimes utility companies, they make you put a down payment on if you're first putting the utilities in your name, and a lot of
you're
that
from out of state and you're coming in. Yeah.
or insurance companies. If this is the first time you're going out and getting insurance on your own for a home, and they check. What you don't realize is they all of those organizations check your credit check before they give you the okay to go ahead and put those things in your own name without help from somebody who maybe has a better credit record than you do.
Makes sense.
So let's see. Oh, this is a fun subject. Let's talk about this. This kind of ties in with the fact that you might be buying your first home smaller than you had originally hoped to be doing. Dream homes come in all sizes. And just because you're buying your first home and it can't have 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms and a pool and a screened lanai and vaulted ceilings, Doesn't mean that that can't be in your future. But for now, if you have to pare down your dream to buy something smaller, there are a lot of ways to make it feel bigger. This is a really fun article that talks about how to make your small house look big and beautiful. And I'd love to share it with somebody. So if you want this information after we go through it today, just let me know and we'll get it out to you. One of the big things that they talk about is the fact that if you use things, if your furnishings or your decor are things that you can see through, it makes the space feel bigger.
Plants. Maybe.
Well, I think they're talking more about, maybe glass top tables
Okay. That works too.
because you can see through them. Not using heavy window coverings. Light colors help. One thing says, well, and actually, and they said that fewer larger things are sometimes better than many smaller things. Like if you want to put that big sectional in the living room so that you can enjoy your time in front of the television, whether you're playing games or watching a show or whatever, don't be afraid to do that. Just don't have a lot of other pieces in the room as well.
Exactly.
Sometimes less is more. Let's see, what else does it talk about on here? Don't eliminate the corners of a room. Use the corners. You can put, let's say in the bedroom. Maybe your bed is on the one wall, but you have a tiny little corner over here next to the window. You can put a small table and chair that you can use for like a little reading nook. And to have it by natural light is the perfect place for it.
Exactly. That's what we have. Yeah.
Feature walls are a big thing, especially in bedrooms nowadays. I saw one, I was watching a program last night and saw one where they used wainscoting on the whole wall in the bedroom. But the secret was that it was all painted the same color. So while it gave a nice, interesting feature, it didn't take away from the size because there wasn't a color change.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes you have to plan for two functions in a space. Like if you have a 2-bedroom home, and you're going to have guests, especially when you live here in Paradise. I have a friend who always says that the 3-night rule is the rule she follows.
Yeah, I can see that.
But maybe your at-home office space has to share with guest space. That to me doesn't make a lot of sense because if you have a guest visiting, that guest is going to be spending a lot of time in the room that they are using while they're there. And if that's your office, especially if you're used to working a lot of hours, I think I would try to take that desk area and put it someplace else. I'd even put it in a hallway or something instead of a guest bed. I'd even put it in the main bedroom instead of the guest bedroom. Designs that they tell you to designs are okay as long as you aren't using too many. And sometimes you might think that your home is too small to consult a designer, but some designers specialize in making small spaces look larger. So don't think just because you have a small home that you can't consult a designer. And they recommend using close shades of the same color.
So my black and purple walls.
Well, I guess it depends on how deep that purple is.
Deep purple. Good name for a group.
I don't know that I'd use colors that dark.
Yeah.
Unless you're
You
making
think?
unless you're making stripes on one wall.
Stripes.
Stripes on one wall. That
God.
might work.
Oh, brother.
But let's use green as an example, or blue. I mean, there are many, and when you go to the paint departments, you can pick up that paint sample chip,
Charts.
you know,
Yeah.
and it shows you 5 or 6 different colors in the same color family that you could easily use to make a little bit of difference in a room, but not a huge difference that the color change would be so bold.
There you go.
So that's another suggestion they're making here. Anyway, I thought it was good information.
Yeah. Oh, you bet.
I was hoping that we would get time to bring this up today. And the reason I want to do this is because people brought it up to me twice this week, and it's a misnomer. So if you are, especially if you're a buyer out there shopping on your own, or if you are a seller out there telling a buyer that, oh, don't worry, I'm grandfathered in. Well, just because something is grandfathered in when you own it doesn't mean it's still grandfathered in when the deed changes ownership.
Ooh.
So those are things you need to research in advance. If a seller says to you, oh, don't worry, I'm grandfathered in, that should turn a light bulb on in your buyer's head that says, I need to research that and make sure that that grandfathered stays in place.
Oh, yes.
Because I can tell you many times it doesn't.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
And it's so important. They even give it to us in a Con Ed class because it comes up more times than you think.
Well, yeah. I would imagine you know, a lot of HOAs, you know, they run you through tests as well if you're trying to move into a neighborhood. Yeah.
Oh, yes. But still, I mean, you know, if you've made a change and the old HOA allowed you to make that change, which was different than they had done with in the past, and then you sell that property, that change may not be valid for that new owner. That new owner may have to abide by by whatever the current regulations are, whether they're municipal or HOA.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
it's just the way it is. We have a few very special listings that we want to talk about before we run out of time
About
today.
4 minutes. Yep.
Okay, so, and I'm going to give you the addresses of these if you are at all interested. It kind of covers the, it gives you a wide range of choices. We're going to feature 3 listings today. One of them is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, a beautiful condo in Vista del Lago, which is a 55 and over community on the North Stewart Jensen Beach border. It's very close to anything you need. It's right off of Federal Highway. It's a beautiful community that's well maintained.
Publix is right across the street and the mall is right up the street.
Right up the street. Yep.
Yeah.
And right behind is a golf course.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
Beautiful. It's
anyway,
beautiful.
2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's what they call the A floor plan, which is a little under 1,000 square feet. Has many updates in it. The kitchen has been updated. The bathrooms have been updated. Gorgeous updated lanai that has lake and golf views, and it's on the market for just $219,900.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
If you want any more information about these, you can always call or text us at 772-200-5105, or you can email my dream home team at yahoo.com. The next one we want to feature is one in the Florida Club. This is a villa, which means it has a shared center wall. These are 6-inch poured concrete walls, so you don't even know you have a next door neighbor that close.
Ooh, okay.
This is a beautiful 2-2 villa. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2-car attached garage. You only have a neighbor on one side because you have at least 30-foot grassy area on the side of the house and in back. This is a pool home with a custom in-ground pool and screened lanai.
Ooh.
And gorgeous views of the lake and the 17th hole of the Florida Club golf course.
Come on. Wow.
Yep. Yep. On the market for $480,000.
Wow.
Yes.
It sounds like you do have $1 million view there.
Yes. It's beautiful.
Wow.
And then the third one we want to feature today is a much larger home. Oh, only 1 minute to go. Let me do this real quickly. All of the swap shop listeners out there that need a lot of space for all the stuff that they buy and then sell or whatever, or their hobbies or whatever. This is a great home, not very far from Gatlin in the Tradition area. It's in Port St. Lucie, easy access to 95. It has a huge 21 by 21 addition that's built onto it with its own air conditioning. And this home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath pool home on a large lot for $443,000.
Awesome. All right. Give us your phone number.
772-200-5105.
All right. Well, you have a great week. Actually,
Thanks.
we'll see
You
you in
too.
a couple weeks.
Yeah. Happy Labor Day to everybody next Monday. We'll be doing a best of.
WPSL Port St. Lucie, WSTU Studio.